we needed to keep the boot back before we put our pin on and put the whole works into the...
All right, well, boom, baby. So today we're working on Morticia, and there's a couple things we got to do. So in order to get Morticia drivable, we need to rebuild the ball and trunnion joints, and we need to fix our alternator bracket situation. So luckily we have the parts that we need. We just have to create a custom bracket for the alternator, and we need to actually rebuild the ball and trunnions. I'm going to try and do this all in one video, but I'm not sure if I will or won't, but let's get working. And of course, our biggest challenge is it's extremely hot in Arizona right now. So we're trying to beat the 118 degree heat. Right now, it's still early enough during the day. We can start making some progress, but most likely this will be a few days compiled into one. So luckily the other day we pulled out the drive line already. And so let's just get this yarded out. Gotta take these off and see how bad it's gonna be to put the new ones on. Now you can see with this one, shoot, I might need some gloves for this. Hold on. All right, so this has some tabs where this pulls off. We'll take this cap off. I'm debating I might scrub this down too, just because it's so dirty. And then we gotta remove these ties. There's a zip tie there and a zip tie here. And this is a side that's bad, and I would suspect probably one of those, there's a little cap on this side and on this side on the inside. I would suspect they're both, or at least one of them's completely worn out. So yeah, let's start with that. You can see there's a, should be somewhat reasonable. I'm just thinking maybe we scrub this down, get it all cleaned up first, maybe even paint it. Because once we rebuild it, I'm not gonna wanna start spraying stuff down. So yeah, let's maybe do that first. All right, yeah, let's use some super clean. I think that's a good starting point as always. Maybe not the best place for it though. I think what I'm gonna do is go to Harbor Freight and see if I can get a brush fitting for my impact wrench. And then that way, I think it'll be a lot faster, but definitely making progress. I mean, a lot of the stuff's come off. All right, well, Shiloh and I are up early, and we're gonna go get
some donuts and something from O'Reilly's.
Yes, we're gonna get a wire wheel so we can clean the thing.
Yeah.
The drive line. Bam. All right, so we get gas, and then O'Reilly's is right there, and then donuts is over there. What do you think, Shy?
Good.
Good? Good. All right. All right, let's go, Shy.
Okay.
All right. Always reliable O'Reilly, Shiloh.
Yeah.
We got our impact wire wheel so we can clean up the drive line. So now we're in a good position.
Yeah.
So I think every successful project needs donuts. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
So we got donuts, we got the wire wheel, we got our truck, and yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. Where are you going? You driving? Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine. You can put the donuts in there. Shiloh wanted a little Gatorade action. Boom. All right, well, let's get to work on this drive line. So just try and knock down all the dirt off of it. Making pretty good progress. Oh, don't roll off my table here. You can see, so just getting it cleaned up and cleaning all this. You can see this kind of what it's been looking like. Now this one I did do a little grinding, but you can see how caked on it is. So we're just trying to get it all cleaned up so we can rebuild it. This thing really does a killer job. I mean, it's, trying not to roll off my table here, but we're getting a lot of it knocked down. I mean, it's not perfect, but we got to get all that grime off of there. And then basically this is the cap. You can see there's little tabs right there. So we'll have to pop these tabs off. Once we pop the tabs off, basically everything should come apart. We need to cut this zip tie, that'll all come off. And then we'll be at the rebuild time. So we're doing good. It's a little tedious part, but I think it's worth doing. It's just tedious. This is working pretty good. Thanks to Bill Cameron, Edge of Eternity. I might start seeing if I can get this rubber boot off first. You can see it looks like it goes through this hole on the metal zip tie and just bends back. Yeah, see that's that. But we got to get this off, so maybe we'll do that next. And then we can take the cap off with just these tabs. There we go. Well, we got the band off. Now we scrape this off. Use the fan noise. It's Arizona, so it's really hot. This seems like it's going to come off really easy. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh wow. Yeah, that wasn't difficult at all. Okay. Actually better because now we can clean all this off with the wire brush, which we really need to do to have a good mating surface there. Okay, now we're going to take this end piece off, which I already started kind of lifting this edge a little bit. It's just got these tabs that go all the way around it. And one more tab right here. And there. There we go. Perfect. Moment of truth, let's see. Oh yeah. Oh no. Well, we've got a bigger issue than we expected. It's not the end of the world, but I'm going to show you. All right, so there's that. You can see that bar in there. Look right there. That's a problem. That bar is broken. And that's supposed to be a solid piece right in the middle there. You can see on that side it's not. That side it is. That's a problem. We do have the replacement bar, but that's really not good. You can see on this side there's that piece of the bearing. I assume that's the bearing that broke right there. But yeah, that is not good. So the difference is now we're gonna have to press that in there. I'm gonna find a way, and it's gotta be perfectly centered, that bar, when we press it in. So it presents a new obstacle for us. Before we were gonna rebuild it, and that was it, which we have everything. It comes with the rebuild kit, but that bar that goes across there has to be exactly perfectly aligned. So it's a little bit of a problem. Maybe Sosa has a press. I think Sosa might have a press actually. So maybe Maybe that's something we could get his help with, but I really don't know. Oh, look at that. I mean, this is all... it's all just pieces of the bearing in there. Oh yeah. Just destroyed. Well, obviously it's not supposed to be like that. That bearing broke up in there and just... I mean, you can see the damage it caused. I mean, I guess the good news is we still have this piece, driveline. We have all the pieces. It's just, this is definitely going to be, see, look, all those spider bearings right there. Can you see them? Yeah, they're all just lodged in here. Oh, there was a huge chunk of the bearing itself. Well, we knew this was going to be a fun project, so I mean, just, you know, it's, but there you go. You can see the, that's what you got to do. Okay, so let's take, yeah, actually, let's just cut this boot off. And this is going towards what's going to be the other difficult part, which is putting the new boot on this. And at least we can, all I'm doing is just cutting this boot. Got one more tie on the end here. Pop this off. Alright, so there's that. And then we're going to cut the remainder of this off. Oh, this side's real crusty. This side's all dried up and crusty. There we go. Wow. Look at that, guys. Ugh. Crusty. Alright, so now, well, there you go. So here's, wow. This thing is trashed. So normally this guy would be on the end here. You got another one on this side. And that goes over these little lumps in the boot, like that, right? Well, this bar is completely fried. You can see it's broken here. And I mean, this is supposed to just be a squared out bar. So yeah, that's not good. That's really not good. We're gonna have to have a new bar pressed in. And just to give you another angle here, see, look at, you can see where it cracked right there. Because normally, you know, it's square off there. You can see looking down the side, see where it broke off there. And then same on this side, you can see how it's all, yeah, it's just, that's really not good. All right, well, just spoke with Sosa, Dr. Sosa, and Silverback Garage, by the way. And he's gonna help me with the pressing piece. I'm gonna go over there right now and swap those pins out. So Sosa, Mr. Silverback Garage. How awesome is that shirt, by the way? Look at that gorilla on there. I love it. So we're just pushing this pin out, which we've got a killer setup. Pushing it out here and basically just pushing it through the socket. And so we're just pressing the last little bit. It's almost out. And then we'll push the new one in. So we got the boot on, we got the pin out. Getting the pin out was actually really not bad. Really not bad. And now we're We're just trying to press the new one in, but we're gonna hold the boot back. Did I get that right, Sosa?
That's exactly correct.
All right, so we're making good progress though. Doing good. All right, so Mr. Sosa's Silverback Garage had quite the idea here to keep the boot back. Do you want to break it down for him?
Yeah, absolutely. We needed to keep the boot back before we put our pin on and put the whole works into the press. Our problem was one person, the holder, and that was me. I was having a hard time holding it back and still and things like that. So the presser, which was Bryce, couldn't get a good aim at it. So what we did is we pushed back and took up all of the slack back to give us as much access to where the pin's going to go. We use a coat hanger, sacrificed the coat hanger, a clamp. This is just a hose clamp. Pushed it back as far as we could. Everything is solid, sitting still.
Yeah.
I'm going to call this a best practice. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Gems there. I was trying to get it.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think what made it tougher coming in straight was because we have a round surface here and here, and because it's old, they're not absolutely perfect.
Right.
If that would have continued to mess us up, we would have drilled a hole in the plate, put the plate up here, and then use that as a support point to drive this pin.
Gotcha. Okay. So we got
It
it.
worked, so we're in good shape.
Yeah. Now we just need to measure to get it perfectly centered.
Yes, sir.
In case it's helpful, Dr. Sosa, will look like 17. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, 17 millimeters. And I only use millimeters because it's easy to read. This one I read 16.92, but let's go for 17 mil on either side.
Perfect. Silverback Garage, Mr. Sosa, we got some good takeaways. We got the description for the part. If you want to rebuild your ball and trunnions, it'll be in the description. But what are your thoughts? What are some of the takeaways you got, Mr. Sosa?
Okay, mandatory tools to have with this project is a press. They're not expensive. You can just pick up a press because you're not going to do it otherwise. So borrow one, pay for one, whatever you need to do. Also, it was very interesting how this is made. It's not the usual design. So follow the directions that Bryce is going to post in the pictures, and you should get by not too bad. And once you do your first one, the second one will go much faster for you. One thing you'll see how we kept this case back out of the way with our clamp and coat hanger creation. So I recommend doing something like that because that made it a lot easier to put things together. Mostly it is taking your time with your press and having the right tools and dies and thing in your press. Good luck.
Nice. Yeah, I think that was the hugest takeaway on my end was, and Sosa came up with it, having that pulled back and staying back with the, you saw in the video, it makes it so much easier because it's really, you're juggling the entire time. And honestly, I don't really think this is a one-person job. I don't think you can't do it. You can definitely do it, but you definitely need 2 people because you need a couple set of hands. But Sosa, really appreciate it, and hope this was helpful for you guys. So boom, baby.